Swallowed Star 482 Fixing the Yun-Mo Planet Ship. Chapter 482 Fixing the Yun-Mo Planet Ship. Translator, Translation Nation Editor, Translation Nation. There's a saying on Earth. A flower may seem beautiful in a greenhouse, but it can never withstand wind and rain. Luo Feng said softly. It's delicate and fragile. Right. The little demon exclaimed. It takes 100 years to be tempered into iron. The people of Earth are able to withstand certain diseases because of vaccines. They all share the same theory, Luo Feng. Just like that example, you shouldn't be too ambitious in the beginning. Start from the lower difficulty ones and try them out before gradually rising up. There is no rush. I currently don't even wish to take any missions yet. Luo Feng said. My study from Primal Chaos City, I still require some time to digest all that information. And my body requires the nutrition cabin as well. The demon Babata smiled and nodded. Back when he chose Luo Feng to inherit the Yun-Mo planet legacy, never would he expect him to come to this point in life, where before he would be worried about his identity as the disciple of the Yun-Mo planet being revealed, attracting many sector lords and others. However, with his status now, even normal Undyings wouldn't dare mess with him. Even the Emperor of the Black Dragon Mountain had to be respectful. When Luo Feng enters the Primal Secret region, his guards would be led by an Undying. When that happened, even the god leader of the Black Dragon Mountain sacred land would have to be extremely respectful with Luo Feng. Background management. Luo Feng gently tapped and later closed the document. Life, study, and training, the Virtual Universe Company provided the best of everything. Dying halfway? Stuck at the pinnacle of Sector Lord with the lifespan ending? Becoming undying? That all depended on one's hard work. I currently have 30,360 points. Luo Feng opened the treasure trove document. As he looked at the materials, valuable treasures, manuals, weapons, and variety of items that were available, his heart suddenly skipped a beat. Right. This treasure trove had almost everything. As for his most treasured possession, the F-grade Yun-Mo planet ship, which couldn't be used at all, even repairing it was difficult. At least in the Black Dragon Mountain starfield it was impossible. The Gonwo Universe country may have barely been able to scrape together enough to fix it, but the treasure trove here would most definitely have what was needed to fix it. Babata, take a look at this treasure trove. Will we be able to fix the Yun-Mo planet ship with the available items? Luo Feng asked. Yes. The demon Babata was an AI after all. It was able to collect the information about all the necessary materials in an instant. Ah! Luo Feng was surprised. The Yun-Mo planet ship was a ship that even an Undying could barely break. An Undying's battle would leave nothing but just a fist imprint within. And the reason behind his teacher Hu Yenbo's death in the past was due to his opponent using a spirit attack. With this ship, Luo Feng would truly be intrepid. Spirit attack? He could hide his two other bodies into his internal world and use the Mosha clan. As it didn't have a soul, it wasn't afraid of a spirit attack at all. The important materials can be exchanged through the treasure trove. Babata said. Also, you can also hire the technological department of the Virtual Universe Company to repair it through the life segment. As long as you provide the materials, these members will repair it. How many points does it require? Luo Feng asked. About 560,000 points. Babata said. 560,000? Luo Feng stared wide-eyed. That's not considered much. Babata said. If we use real cash in the actual universe, it would require about 80,000 mixed elements. Luo Feng was stunned. The buying power of the points was indeed absurd. Babata, if we were to build a new UNMO planet ship, how much would we need? Luo Feng asked. About 3.6 million mixed elements. Babata said. Damn. Luo Feng couldn't help but curse. Even buying and selling the entire Black Dragon Mountain starfield wouldn't cost this much, right? A normal galaxy's worth isn't that much. However, to sell an entire Black Dragon Mountain starfield, the price would jump much higher, about 300,000 to 1 million mixed elements. The main thing is that it will depend on the situation. Auctions usually have highs and lows. Babata said. Black Dragon Mountain starfield, even selling it entirely didn't compare to one UNMO planet ship. This is very normal. Babata said with disdain. The Black Dragon Mountain starfield is the property of that undying of the sacred land Black Dragon Mountain. And that undying, his power doesn't even compare to your teacher. In order to build this ship, your teacher back then spent an enormous amount. The UNMO planet ship being more expensive than a normal starfield is normal. And it's extremely durable too, since it is able to block any physical attacks. Plus, your teacher focused on the spirit offense and defense. Hence with that ship, it was extremely safe. He still died in the end. Luo Feng shook his head. His enemy was an emperor-level undying, and he focused on spirit attacks too. Babata said. If he was a fighter, he wouldn't have been able to kill your teacher at all. Black Dragon Mountain starfield is after all just a territory. However, one UNMO planet ship is a ship that protects your life. Which is more important? One look and you should know. Babata said. Whether it was 560,000 points or 80,000 mixed elements. They were both far from Luo Feng's reach. His meager points were nowhere near it. Deep in the universe, absolute beginning region core. Orbiting around this huge ice planet were many star fragments. On fragment number 803898081, a universe ship landed on the continent. Your Majesty Luo Feng, the nutrition cabin stores within it valuable nutritious liquid. You only require 1/3 of it to raise from universe level 1 to 9. A jade-haired man dressed in a white robe said respectfully. Just in case, we've prepared more than required. Luo Feng nodded satisfied. This nutrition cabin was very similar to the one he had bought. However, this one was definitely better, and it couldn't be bought outside. Even if one could, Luo Feng would most definitely be unable to afford it. Hua! The nutrition cabin opened automatically. Inside it, about 1/5 of it was filled with a light purple liquid. This formless liquid was extremely cold. This made Luo Feng frown. He extended his hand close to the liquid, slightly touching it. Chi. The cold shocked Luo Feng. It was at least -10 degrees. While touching the liquid with his fingers, he noticed that the cells in his fingers seemed to jump with glee. Such a cold nutrition liquid? However, the effects are shocking. Luo Feng thought. With that he stripped and entered the cabin, immersing himself in that cold purple liquid. The strange entity began to flow and entered through Luo Feng's body, through his muscles, bones, skin, internal organs. His entire body from outside to inside began to evolve at a shocking rate. Normal evolution from universe level 1 to 9 required hundreds to thousands of years. However, the Virtual Universe company paid a hefty price to allow one's evolution to happen within a few short months. As for the chillness of the nutrition liquid, universe-level warriors weren't affected by such temperatures. The cabin closed. Virtual Universe, Absolute Beginning Villa 1136. It's really not the same. It not only permeates through my entire body, even my spirit energy is growing. This is unbelievable. Luo Feng sat at his desk, opening his laptop and exclaiming. To be able to evolve my body and soul from level 1 to 9, impressive. On the screen, Luo Feng looked at the timetable for classes. I don't need to listen to the other classes. I'll just go and check out the classes for space and gold. Luo Feng didn't want to study any other laws. One's attention and energy had a limit, and his two bodies within were naturally proficient in these two laws. There was no need to even bother with the others. There's a class tomorrow night? Speaking about gold origin laws? On top of that, it's an emperor-level undying speaking, I'll have to go listen. Following which, Luo Feng jumped out from the balcony of his study. With a flash in mid-air, he came to his private training quarters and began his training. One had to bathe in the nutrition cabin for 3 months. During this time, when Luo Feng wasn't in his training ground studying and comprehending his study of the Primal Chaos tablet, and the experiences before, he was listening to classes. However, honestly, even though other Absolute Beginning members regarded the classes as pretty important, Luo Feng discovered one thing after attending. The effects of the classes didn't compare to his own teacher Tru Yan's lessons. Studying under Tru Yan for 20 years, even though there were several classes that would make his eyes gleam occasionally, the effects were average. There was no helping it. Public classes were for all of the Absolute Beginning members. And Tru Yan's pointers were catered specifically for him. He was given information specifically according to his progress and condition. And Tru Yan was a being close to becoming a universe country leader. Naturally the effects were much better than normal classes. My improvement speed is obviously much slower than Primal Chaos City. Luo Feng sat in a chair in his villa. He lifted a good glass of wine and frowned. And these classes obviously aren't better than my own teacher, what do I do? It wasn't just Luo Feng. The others were also discovering this problem. The training speed right now paled in comparison to Primal Chaos City. After all, the visible origin laws within the city allowed one to study them and improve faster. Luo Feng, your teacher has requested a call. On his shoulder, Babata shouted. Teacher? Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Standing straight up and respectfully speaking, accept. A screen floated before his eyes. On it an intrepid and powerful Tru Yan Emperor appeared. That golden fur added to his powerful aura. Tru Yan laughed loudly and said, My good disciple, how are you feeling after leaving Primal Chaos City for a while? My studying speed has slowed. Luo Feng shook his head. Haha. Tru Yan laughed even more happily. That's normal, Primal Chaos City has the 3 treasures. Hence, one's studying efficiency is 10 times faster than outside. Everyone who leaves Primal Chaos City will encounter this problem. However, your teacher has a way to solve it. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Please speak, teacher. If you are able to frequently study the 9 Universe tablet, your improvement speed will be even faster than in Primal Chaos City itself. Tru Yan Emperor said. But of course. Luo Feng said, after which he shook his head helplessly. It's a pity, it's hard to even get one chance to study the tablet, and every time the study only lasts 7 days. Even so, the rewards gained from these chances are very high. If I'm able to frequent study it, even if I'm not in Primal Chaos City, my improvement will be shocking. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Don't tell me that teacher has a way for me to study the tablet? No, the 52 Primal Chaos tablets are only available here in Primal Chaos City. Truyen said. Then what teacher means is. Luo Feng was curious. In the Virtual Universe Company's Treasure Trove Manuals Department, there's a book called The Time-Space Scribbles. Truyen continued, this book was written by the creator of the 9 Universe tablet. Are you referring to one of the top 100 most heavenly priced books, Time-Space Scribbles? Luo Feng stared. He had looked through the treasure trove, and towards the end of the list for the manuals, there were terrifyingly priced manuals. Time-Space Scribbles, the set required a total 100 billion points. A number so high Luo Feng could only stare wide-eyed at the absurdly priced books. Luo Feng didn't even bother to look at them, 100 billion points. Haha, don't get excited. This Time-Space Scribbles is something even your teacher cannot afford. Truyen smiled.